This is the week we've all been waiting for. Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out in a few days, which is the perfect occasion for customizing my phone case, cleaning and repairing my cosplay, and surviving the heatwave in the coolest way possible. Now, there's a question I need to ask myself. Should I buy a new suit? The Iron Spider is behind all of this, and it is really special and took quite a few months and mistakes to get done. That being said, a different one with all the shadows and reflections already visible on the fabric and the details and being able to do cartwheels in it.
Sitting in the basement apartment I rented with you.
Why is it so complicated? Um, Especially because I don't know which one is the best for me. Because just because I like a piece of clothing doesn't mean it fits my style. Like, I love people who dress all in pink and with ribbons and purses. But is it my style? Would I want to dress like them? No, and yet they're absolutely gorgeous. And it's the same for this Spider Man suit because, like, Miles' main version looks amazing, but I don't know, it doesn't fit the idea of what my Spider-Man suit would be. I don't know. I need something weird that is right between steampunk and cyberpunk, with maybe different shades of browns and gears and black spider webs disappearing into black forearms. I don't know, something like that. And of course, I would keep my glasses, maybe on my forehead, maybe on my eyes, on my forehead. But none of them exactly hit the right spot, except maybe like the black one from the third movie. But does it look that cool in real life? Cause hey, I've been scrolling on unethical websites, knowing my money won't be spent there. But the thing is that if you want to find a good Spider-Man suit, you either buy it from sweatshops hidden by great marketing tactics, or you sell your left kidney to get one. And if third option, it needs to be created, where can I find fabrics that are as flexible and detailed? Painting and embroidery could help. If there is nothing better, that is probably what will happen, but not necessarily today. Now, there's another question I need to ask, kind of a sensitive topic, but is it bad to resell figurine? I mean, this one was a gift, and I used to like Funko Pops when I was 12. I insisted that I don't wanted any gift, because as an adult and with the economy, it feels uncomfortable to receive gifts from family, especially things that are not essential to my survival. I don't know, but yeah, everybody knows how important Spider-Man is to me. So when they hinted that maybe it would be a figurine, I was already excited and imagining where I would put that Spider-Man lamp, but yeah, that's not what they thought would do, and it's okay. I mean, look at his head. He's not ugly, and it's one of my favorite suits, which I have because I made it myself.
Following the leader down a street to get what we can. Crawl up the walls, make a few calls to the man. Promising the prominent angle. Find the square feet of the triangular man who always had the plan with you.
Okay, so without counting the old sweater, one third is made of foam paper, one third is made of thin cardboard, and the rest is paint. and each scale is individual, which allows a bit of movement. But what really lets me lift my arms and bend my elbows are the holes. I know, not great, but at first nothing was cut, so it was really complicated to do anything, like touching my face, reaching for something. It wasn't flexible enough, so what helped was simply cutting the parts where tension was restricting my mobility. And obviously it would be kind of funny if I just had my bare elbow coming out of here, which is why I wear a really thin long sleeves, like a red sweater. And it's not even just because the other one can be washed, it's also because of the anti-sweating system that I made on the other, so I don't think that's really interesting to talk about that here and now, but I would be really happy to share advice for making a suit like this for free, basically, or just advice for any cosplay in general. It's definitely one of the most satisfying to watch, especially during fight scenes. But yeah, it seems like everybody has a favorite suit. I don't have one because obviously there is the Iron Spider suit, which I like. And I mean the one from the movie, because it seems like everybody has a preference for the comics version, which is the red and gold one. It's cool, but it lacks the patterns we're used to seeing. I mean, the dark blue really adds precision. It looks more like a uniform. I mean, not really a uniform, but it's another level. I mean, one glance and you know it's him. But it's interesting to hear why others prefer a different version, though. And then, obviously, there's also the black suit from the third movie. Also, the Fantastic Four suit, mind-blowing. It looks so high quality and it fits that futuristic 60s vibe. And I also love the thickness of it. Like, it looks so comfortable. Oh, I also like any costume cosplay, like the one Miles buys in Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know why, because they're not the most sophisticated. Like, there's one, if I remember well, that Spider-Man steals from a cosplayer or something like that. Huge fan of, not theft, but huge fan of the concept that it doesn't matter which suit he's wearing, it's all about his values. The suits always end up fitting. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I love this kind of suits too. And there's this show that came out in 2025 that not enough people talk about, and the very first kind of suit that we see, it's so satisfying to watch. Like, it has all these different layers, like long sleeves beneath short sleeves, which it's always a great idea. Beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic. And even just the color palette of it. And then there's a disappointment because you see, this design is so satisfying with the orange details and the hoodie. Simple and enough, it looks great and unique, but this is not how it actually looks like, because this is from a show from like a decade ago, and it looks not fantastic in it. First of all, the mouth makes me uncomfortable. I'm sure that was not the intention, but who thought this was a good idea anyway? Look, there is no spider, no logo, nothing, and it might sound like a really insignificant detail, but the orange lenses are more transparent. Imagine this show, but with these suits as it is on the card. Like, that would be amazing.
Following the leader down a street to get what we can. Crawl up the walls
As you can see, it's the perfect size. I personally hated the idea of making it more natural to my body shape. So yeah, it's as flat as possible. Obviously, no hatred for people who follow their own lines and shapes. It just wasn't my plan personally. So I would love to act like none of this really matters and it was easy to make, but genuinely, I'm so fucking proud of bringing this suit to life. With literally packages and boxes from my kitchen, especially when most people just generate AI slop. So if you're a cosplayer or a creator of any kind, just being able to bring your ideas to life with actual skills, it already makes your passion special. Also, I wanted to add that I've spent so much time working on it that the design is etched onto my retina, like engraved so deeply under my eyelids that now, just when I see a picture of Tom Holland wearing it from like No Way Home or Endgame, it feels weird to see him wearing my suit. Like, why is he like countless hours looking at reference photos and sticking, gluing, painting again and again? To the point that I actually forgot this was just a silly cosplay. I wonder if I don't know anything. No, cause are we getting one or two new suits in this movie? Cause there's this risky new passion that I have that makes the experience better, or is supposed to make the experience better. And it's simply to avoid spoilers, even official ones. Um, so yeah, I didn't watch the trailer. It's not entirely true because I did see the pictures from when it was being filmed, but that was a month ago, so it doesn't really count. Like, I don't remember how the suit looked like. So this is a mystery. I'm really going into this new adventure with zero expectations. I did the same with the Thunderbolts, which I had just seen like an official poster on the bus with like the new Avengers written on it, and I immediately felt my hater spirit buzzing, which is funny because now it's my favorite movie. Like, even outside of heroes related projects. I just came back from the movies, and that was insane. To be completely honest, I don't want to talk about this movie. Obviously, avoiding any spoilers and refusing to watch the movie trailer definitely made each scene and eventually the whole movie more intense, because I didn't know what would happen. I had expectations, but that was nothing compared to how complete and packed Brand New Day is. And honestly, that was the most personal Spider Man movie ever made. And not personal to me, personal to him. Homecoming and Far From Home had their antagonists and all, but it was still the very beginning, and the high school era of his life, and he still had people he could count on. Him getting more and more isolated inevitably makes each movie include less talking, less laughing around, and more introspection. We already saw that his storyline would take this path in Homecoming when, he's stuck under the rubbles and he's all alone, and it becomes just from that first movie even more obvious that nobody's coming to save him and that at the end of the day he can only count on himself. We also see that in Far From Home, when his doubts become trust issues. No Way Home confirmed it with his losses and his doubts, so Brand New Day diving into these psychological torments is logical. And what makes it worse is that he is not completely falling into the belief that protecting others means staying alone. He still tries to connect to others, hoping they would remember him, just like MJ did in that rooftop scene. He didn't question it, and I didn't question it either. I thought, obviously, that would be a bit too easy, like one kiss and she remembers, but it kept going, and it kept going to the point that I was like, no, this is real, this is really happening. Despite everything and everyone he lost, and how many times his trust has been betrayed, he still trusts others, and he still believes in a way out. And that was truly horrible. So when MJ finds the letter and decides to have this conversation, it just breaks reality into two different perspectives. The hopeful one that lived this relationship and couldn't let it go, and who was obviously still very emotionally invested in it, and then the other perspective of the woman who almost died multiple times and who just found out that this guy, who is Spider-Man, was actually very close to her. But she doesn't know him, and he's just a stranger. And that is perfectly logical, and that's why it's so heartbreaking. And now on the not so great side, that bath scene took me out of the movie. It was really out of character the whole time. I mean, it's not even like that important. It didn't ruin my experience, but this scene, for instance, it just felt like someone came up with that at 3 a.m. or, fanfiction type of ideas. Also, MJ having a boyfriend that she doesn't even call when she's in danger because he would think that she's hiding things from him again. Like, she would never date a guy like this. And the fact that when Peter says something like, your boyfriend kind of sounds like a jerk, she doesn't disagree. I mean, she just laughs. She is not the type of person that would get a boyfriend unless he's adding something great to her life. And that sounds like the opposite. And yeah, I will go back to the movie theater to rewatch it, which I almost never do, but I just need to rewatch it again on my own this time and not so close to the screen. There's so much to say about this movie, and I will probably remember something after posting this video, so